creating what we believe is a perfect backswing allows the downswing to run pretty much automatic and create great success in golf. Let's go through a couple of things that are going to make you have that tour player type backswing. So for me, if I break the swing down to two parts and we look at the body action and the arm action. Now from a body perspective, what we see with most great players is when they swing back, the body turns and tilts and loads into the right side and will recenter a little bit at the top of the swing, but certainly works in a tilted and turned fashion initially. So if I take my golf club and put it across my chest, and if I focus on two things, getting this left shoulder to point down and across as we move back. So if I get this club to point somewhere within a yard of the golf ball, and I've got this stick here just inside my right leg, and I can get it to be pretty much on top of that stick, that'll give me the correct amount of turn and the correct amount of tilt. So if I manage to get that and look at what I'm doing to achieve that, so I'm getting my hip to move up and back, and it's a response to the upper body, depending on how flexible you are. I can flare the feet different amounts to make this easier. I can change the width of the stance slightly to make it easier, but make sure I'm still stable. But that tilt and turn is the big first fundamental that we want to make in the backswing. Can we focus on getting our shoulder and make it connected to our rib cage so it's not working on its own, turn our rib cage or our mid spine and get it to be somewhere near this rod on the ground. So that's phase one. Get the tilt and turn correct. The arms will follow reasonably well. It's very hard if your tilt is wrong for the arms then to be perfect. So when the tilt is right, we get a much more natural arm swing, which is what we're looking for. Let's get into what we want the arms to do now with a simple hand path drill. So this hand path drill for me is the best thing I've come across to get your arms and hands to be in the correct space without you really thinking about it. So if I take my stance as normal, take my trail hand and put it hard on the top of my lead hand thumb, push down hard as I swing back, the arm will pretty much find a very natural width and a very natural position in terms of a 3D. That's what we're looking for. Ideally with the correct tilt and turn, I'm looking for this arm to be pretty much in line with my shoulders at the top, and I want it to be wide enough so my hand, one hand at least, is outside my trail foot at the top of the backswing. Now my backswing is probably a little short because I'm a little tight, I'm a little old, so getting it short and wide isn't hard for me. But certainly for a lot of golfers, I see the problem where the swings are too long with the arms and not necessarily big enough with the body. So it's getting the body to work what you would feel is hard from here, and the arms not to work too hard from there. So we're trying to get the body to pick up the big moving parts, the big workload, the big muscle loading, and the arms to stay what we would say is connected, but also in that kind of nice wide position. So this drill here helps to feel that, and if we combine that with a tilt and turn, we should get the arm pretty close to where we need it to be. If it makes it easier, let your head turn a little bit, let your head move a little bit. I'm okay with the head moving probably an inch, maybe 2 inches at most, but certainly if you need to, you can feel the head rotate a little bit as well to help the rotation if you haven't got the flexibility in here. I'm certainly a little bit tight. So once we've done a few practice swings moving our hands that way and moving the body that way, I would then want to start making sure we can hit some balls and try and find that natural space. And I kind of call this video getting a tour player backswing. And if I showed you tour players, we'd have players with a slightly lower arm position, slightly higher arm position, some that are slightly more tilted, some are slightly less tilted. But generally speaking, they would all be tilted more than most amateur golfers, and the arms will be in that zone or range in a better, more consistent space than most amateur golfers. And we also want that synergy or balance. So if the shoulder plane is a little bit flat, the arm can be a little higher. And if the shoulder plane was a little tilted, more tilted, then the arms would want to be a little bit more connected and flatter. That just helps the kind of matchups and the synergy that we'd want to deliver the club correctly on the golf ball. If we can get somewhere around the arm at the shoulder line and the shoulder somewhere near a yard from the golf ball, for me, That gives the most consistency I see in players, both amateur and professional, on a daily basis. So try and get the body action better and try and get the arm action better with the correct width, and I guarantee you will play more consistent, more reliable, happier golf.